Hello and welcome, or welcome back. This is going to be an extended. This is going to be for pile number 2, this deck here. So the Daily Dharma today, I highly suggest you view that first for preceding messages that pertain to this. I have all of those cards still laid out. I may be referencing them if they come up. But the whole basis of this was that there's a romantic shift going on that has to do with compatibility and the alignment of our values. And I will apologize to all of you. I can hear that before I started this reading, somebody's out there. It apparently sounds like to me target shooting with their gun. I don't know if you can hear that on the reading or if it has any bearing in your personal situation, but neighbors are just being neighbors. Let's go ahead and start your reading. We're going to go in with this deck here and do a little bit of a Celtic cross for you, showing the energies, and then we'll clarify with another deck for you. And then if we need clarification further on the bearing of the situation, we do have the Akashic Tarot here, and then we've got a couple Oracle cards. So let's get started. The first card is already popped out for you. It's the Magician. I love this for you. I love in a Celtic cross reading when we have the major arcanas coming out first. So you're represented by the Magician. In this deck, he's holding this green orb and balanced in an interesting way and balancing other things as well. So you may be somebody who's doing, I'm hearing, doing work even in your sleep. It's like not saying that you're a workaholic, just that you're very intentional with your energy, that you may work behind the scenes in your spiritual practice to program your energy or to work with energies that continue, like doing dream journeying, dream work, shamanic practice, uh, sharing your insights or studies with other individuals. But it looks like you're heart-based, and in your conscious energies, you're working on being poised, connecting with other individuals, building upon the knowledge of other individuals, and sharing your heart-based wisdom outward, trying to generate a more perfect existence for yourself here on planet Earth while you're here. And I'm sensing that you guys are more of a starseed collective here. Under the deck, we have the Nine of Wands. You may have reached the end of the road in some aspect and kind of pausing. It's like the summit of a mountain, pausing up at the top to just say, you know, the vista is so much different from up there. Or you may have reached the pinnacle in some type of endeavor and some point of achievement or something, where you're just kind of like taking a moment to pause upon all of the struggles and all of the battles that you had to persevere through to to um, to build this body of knowledge, to get yourself to the to the mindset and the capacity where you can manifest your best life. Let's see, what do we have for crossing the Magician here? I'll take this one, the Emperor. Very good. So I don't know if we're talking to more of a masculine collective with this reading or not. It does not have to be. We can take these however we need to, but it looks like for you personally, you are getting yourself into a very powerful position, reclaiming your power, taking control of a situation. And you may be the head of an enterprise, you may be a boss. One moment, I'm having some throat chakra anomalies today. Excuse me. So I appreciate you pausing there with me. Not that you had a choice. So the Emperor, no matter the gender, is about taking back control over a situation, being able to take up the position of authority in our lives in some type of a way. So moving out on your own, setting setting down roots. There's something here too about astrology. You may study astrology or past lives, something to do with animal patterns, rhythms, cycles of climate and weather. I'm not sure, maybe Chinese zodiac or otherwise. Could be anything, but those are just a few hits for some. Under the deck with that, we have the Death card, and I'm going to set out the rest of the reading from here. So the Death card is a powerful card of transformation and illumination, particularly in this deck when we have the Phoenix energy, which is reborn from the ashes. Remember, we've got that building upon others energy and the perseverance energy coming through. So this is a time of a real sense of being more solid than astral at this time, but we've got the Magician at the same time. So maybe you're somebody who prefers to be the Magician, has gone through that, and now you're starting to get this bossing up energy coming in for you, more stability, more grounding. So on the foundational card here, we have the Seven of Wands. So there's somebody here with a differing mindset, a different agenda than yourself. I see you as the Fox energy here. I don't know if you have some fire energy in your makeup, your personal expression. But between this fox that's protecting its brood and the badger energy that might come to steal their food or actually, literally try to take the babies for its own nourishment in this case, it's kind of like metaphorical of being able to look out for who you are. And seven is also about choices and, to me, divine intervention. So there's something here that you thought was going to either work out, or something unexpected may have come straight to your door, if you will, like some kind of the wolf at the door mentality, like an unexpected bill for some, or an individual that was trying to that was in your situation, whether it was like a child's teacher or the child's parent, and now you're separate, or you don't have to have kids for this to resonate. This could be your inner child, somebody coming for your inner child, like trying to be a joy killer or something. It could be arguments in the workplace or with your coworkers with that Emperor card, but you're setting your bar up high and in a protective mindset. So above you, crowning, is Justice. I really love the Major Arcana coming out for you. Yeah, let me pause and get some cards secured. Oh boy, the interruptions. That gust of wind about had all my tarot cards flying everywhere, and I have a lot out here right now. So, yeah, where were we at? The Justice card is talking about you taking back the power from a situation and setting things right. And with that divine intervention here, the basis of the situation is that you're getting karmic justice. So you may have some type of a legal situation too, based on what we've got here. You may even be going through something like parenting schedules or custody battles, or dissolving of a marriage or another partnership, or establishing a new partnership, because these are in your goals. It's like wanting everything to come out correct and just wanting everybody to have what they deserve in a situation. Behind you is the sun. I love that, having the sun at your back, quite literally. It tells me, and this is coming over the Kundalini Shakti card from Kali, and then the Divine Feminine, and the Solar Plexus card, and the Magic card. I was just looking at where I placed that, and that solar chakra is all about us getting confidence, courage, and being very able to tap into our own creative essence. And the sun is very much the same. It's the card of Leo, And so I don't know if you have Leo in your chart in some type of a manner, but it's like that heart-based manifestation is shining a light on what needs to shift and change and where your happiness does and perhaps does not lie. And so with this energy, you may be getting the recognition. You may be moving in some powerful new ways here. Yeah, emerging from the shadows, I'm hearing. Okay, so coming into the future in a kind of a broad sense here, we've got the Seven of Cups, another seven. And look at how this one is partnership planning. It's like the one person has the blueprints and the other person is doing the design work or something in a home. And it's like they're looking forward at this other. There goes that wind coming and pointing at, oh, well, what about this? What if we shifted that? And should we place this here? You may be doing some, like, either landscaping or planning of, like in my case, it might be like we're putting some different structures on the property. You know, in a workplace, this can be similar. Like, what if we merchandised and put this product here and put an end cap here? Or, you know, maybe you have a product that you are developing and you're looking at new innovative markets or something like this. And in pertaining to relationship developments, it's like now that you're the boss of your home, if this is something else that's been dissolving or whatever, it's like now it's like you may be moving in or somebody else is moving on, and now there's this planning phase where things are starting to come together, but now you're able to kind of point and say, yes, over here this, over there that, and even orienting and putting your own perspectives into the right order because you're transforming something here. And possibly this can be building if it's not just in your own consciousness, but there's a new understanding of what needs to shift and change. So it looks like you've got a lot on your plate, a lot to do. You've got a lot of lists, a lot of tasks that are under your responsibility. You may need to consider delegating, finding other people to help you to work towards the same things. It may be there's like flying monkeys everywhere. I don't know if you have any narcissists that you've been around, like somebody's even, you know, creating more for you to look at, or somebody's like that make work individual that just always has something else that they need to complicate a situation with. But it looks like you're managing these personalities and demands with a lot of momentum. And so with the cards today, there's been a lot about making sure that we have the downtime to both heal on the physical level, but also to be able to integrate the messages that are coming through and to get that higher insight and to keep our creativity flowing in the positive way, to keep our attention open and available to perceive when we are and are not on the same page with other people, because some of these people are just spinning in circles, some are doing circles around others, and so maybe it's time to simplify and streamline your workforce or your household or the duties that are required, you know, getting children to take on their own tasks or something such as this. Next is Ace of Cups in the position of other people's view of you. Other people view you very highly. They're very attached to you. They love you and honor you and respect you and are feeling really honored by that energy. There's a lot coming through this deck in the Ace of Cups. It's like your cup doesn't overflow here. It's actually, the cup is like vaporous. And I don't know where I'm going with this, except that in my mind it seems like instead of like spilling and just becoming a puddle, this is like the cup is like bringing the waters of the world up in through it, and then those are kind of dancing, and you may be an energy worker that's kind of like this conjurer with this magician energy, and you're kind of spinning. We have this spin the silken thread divine card over here at the full moon energy, being creative in such a way that you are able to reconnect yourself to self-love and others to that sense of love as well. So there's a lot of love around you and new love coming in. So you've inspired somebody. Ooh, but your inner thoughts, you're not in that place. It looks like you've been dealing with some the need to release others' expectations, the need to take care of yourself. You may be grieving. Oh, I didn't know that. You may have, see that hummingbird up there in the swan energy. We do have this ivory swan goddess that was looking to me like the need to replenish after possibly even a death. And now it's coming full circle with this. You may have had a death in the family, possibly a motherly figure in some type of a way, but it could be fatherly as well, with you now being the head of the household or family in some way. Um, and you really still having some healing work that's been necessary here, feeling kind of caught in in either fears or overly busy or other people's desires for you in some type of a way. But there's a light breaking through the clouds, and that energy's coming back to you. Whatever you did for this individual, they are really honoring that, and that's part of your karmic justice, is how you handled this and how you showed up in the life of the individual that may be passing away or divorcing away. Take it as you will. There's still love there and honor and respect for some. Of course, if you have that narcissist, I think they're finding what they lost, but you'll have mixed feelings probably about that. And if somebody was along those lines in your life and brought up some old issues or is trying to tell you you don't have what it takes to make it without them, don't stay in that energy for too long here, because it's their energy, not yours. So here we've got the Ten of Swords completing that cycle. There's a little more to process with the Eight of Swords followed by the Ten of Swords, but then the Ten of Swords and the outcome is saying that you are releasing that, and it has something to do with you getting grounded and anchoring into your faith and your ability to care for yourself, to be the boss energy, but to also demand that others stand in their own sovereignty and don't ask you to do the work for them. Everybody has a job, and we're only really obligated for what we signed up to do. And here you're setting, it looks like you need to set that boundary so that you can take the swords out of your back from any type of betrayal or over dependency. And here we have the Hermit energy. Yeah, you need to take a little break and get back into your rest energy, and to let your magic and your consciousness have that full breathe or breath of fresh air come in. Um, yeah, so you're seeking that enlightenment. And the final card is the Moon, where she takes that mask off. I love that, with all these mushrooms in that fairy ring below her in the forest. Yeah, you may need to go into your own energy, rest, replenish, get lost in the woods under the light of the moon maybe, or recharge yourself with the divine feminine energy under the light of the moon, and to contemplate the roles you've been playing for other individuals as you move from that full moon into the solar eclipse coming up. I think will be a critical time for you to really get back into feeling yourself. So let's see if we can get you your clarifying deck. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated. So let's get all of the cards that we need to see primed and ready. We're using the vice versa deck for your clarity. All right, so yeah, you're closing out a cycle here, coming out the other side of the portal, clarifying the Magician. So it's like coming back full circle with your energy and clarifying the Emperor. You have this masked Hierophant energy. So part of your boss energy comes through your ability to lead others also on the spiritual planes and back into their divinity, perhaps. Yeah, and so making some big moves away from one individual that was perhaps fiery and interesting, but also aggressive and unchanging and stubborn. Um, that's too many cards. So, on the basis here, oh, everything's slipping out. On the basis of the reading here with the Seven of Wands, we've got the back of the High Priestess. So she holds the sacred keys and the sacred alchemy here with the red and the blue flames behind her. That's quite interesting. And we've got Mercury, and I think that that's sulfur on the other side. I'm not positive. But so, yeah, understanding, I think, looking out on the horizon, you understand that there's more synergy to be had out there. You're leaving the competition energy behind you. And with the Justice card, any legal matters or getting your own karmic justice in some regard. Looks like you're really speaking that into being and balancing the scales of your life in a powerful way. And this doesn't have to be an illegal battle. It could be, just in getting yourself back into your own energy after having been in a cycle of grieving. But as it pertains to romance, let's see. This Justice card, getting something that you deserve, is definitely on the deck here. So I was seeing several of these, but this is the one. Two of Swords. Yes, that's another Libra card. So I don't know if you have Libra energy, but it's like you may need to speak up about something that you have understood on a very intuitive level. Look at the swords here. One is blue, one is red. It's like red pill, blue pill with the Priestess. If somebody's arguing with you, gaslighting you, or telling you what's true or not in the recent past, your intuition has been on point all along. And so you've had to really look below the surface and feel into the honest development of that. And now you've turned your back on that fiery energy. And the attraction has perhaps waned or died. Yeah, moving through the motions and holding on to what's yours. So what clarifies the Sun card flipping out immediately is the Ace of Swords with this laurel wreath delivered by the eagle. Some of your totem animals, particularly bird totems, because on that Sun card too we have him riding the chariot. Here is a bird energy. But there's a big truth coming through with this. The Sun and the Ace of Swords is like huge understanding, and there's this yes answer. There's something that you want to say yes to that demands that you simplify your life in a certain way. So it creates a lot of busyness, but ultimately that busyness is created so that you can see what's actually needs your personal attention and what doesn't. So the near future card, two coming out, the Six of Coins and the Three of Coins. So sometimes I get this as a less positive card, but together with these two and the Seven of Cups card, look at how there's this infrastructure and overview. It's like this is the sculpture. So I don't know if you're into architecture or anything, but it's like this is the blueprints, here's the property, here's the individual with their 3D development plan, and here's their mind going around like, what's everything going to cost, where am I going to put my energies and attention, and which things do I invest in. And there's some type of like cathedral building enterprise here. And then we have this like biblical guy over here, it looks like. So with the Hierophant, it may be a spiritual endeavor that you're going through and building. And I don't know if it's going to be something like with 3 to 6 individuals, or if it's something like in 3 to 6 months. to move from this stage that you're at into the next critical stage of development, which seems like it's like ribbon, not ribbon cutting for most. I was meaning like doing the shovel in the ground is the thing that I'm thinking of. It's like where they break ground breaking ceremony. Very interesting. So you're well on your way, and there's lots to do, but the most effective way to get everything done is to take a rest when you need it so that you don't deplete yourself. There we go. Now the front side of that Queen of Wands. And look at her, even though she's sexy and charismatic and socialite, look at her with her eyes closed. She's feeling herself. She's feeling her intuitive hits, and she's letting her instincts guide her. And so somebody loves this about you, and how you're so fiery but self-possessed and contained. You're not always like boisterous and saying, look at me, look at me. You're like, I'm doing the damn thing. And others are like, damn, look at her. It's not look at me, it's look at her. It's coming from without. And yeah, you have a lot of energy coming in for you. So underneath the deck now we have the Death card with this alchemical transformation with this woman in the background between the towers here, which is reminding me of Gemini in the moment and the alchemy of the magician here. And then we have the Zero Fool card on the back. So a new beginning here with the Death and the Fool. It's like death and rebirth. It's ending of one cycle and the beginning of another. And so trust that it's well underway. And so clarifying Eight of Swords, why the inner turmoil and the need to pay attention to the signposts and synchronicities given to you from perhaps a departed loved one, or just animal totem synchronicities, signs from the divine. Why are you in your head about this? Two cards. Okay. So here we have the back side of the sun. Look at this trapped inner child, or the children that you have, and the big walls around, and the obelisk. The horse is just hanging out in the courtyard. And then there's this individual creepily overseeing and like monitoring this child. So it kind of seems, even though this is the Nine of Cups, it seems like somebody has their ideas about how much you should do or would do or could do, and they're projecting their limitations upon you. And I don't know if you were in some type of a legal battle, if it's like somebody, oh boy, for some of you, this is a very random message, but like supervised visits with children, something about even prison with a legal system. That's weird energy, but let's go ahead and push that to the side, because let's face it, most of us don't have that energy. But that's symbolically, metaphorically, the way that somebody feels is under the scrutiny and under the thumb of someone else, like being in a cubicle all day long, serving this gentleman's enterprise, versus the illumination and awesome feeling of being able to be your own emperor and taking flight for your own vision here. You're at this critical transition where you are making your plans, and you're probably living with like working your day job and your night hustle on the side, developing your passion in your side time for passive income until it gets to the point where you can extricate yourself from the situation of this servitude or commitment from previous, to be able to walk out on your own. Yep. And then the Ace of Wands on the bottom here, and then Page of Swords, doing your research so that that illumination can come through. And I think that you're going to get a sign from the universe when it's time to move forward, and you will know. So the outcome, what do we have for the outcome? 3 cards popping right out. Underneath we have the King of Pentacles and his assessment of the cash cow, perhaps. I don't know if you're in a Taurus, or if you're observing a Taurus, or your abundance. And here in the back we have this Emperor card, and remember we had the Emperor clarified by the Hierophant, which are Aries and Taurus cards respectively, and now we have this Aries Emperor card with the King of Pentacles looking at a cow, which represents to me Taurus. So there's Aries Taurus energy. You may be born on the cusp, or know somebody who's born on the cusp, or does not have to be. This is about our own leadership potential, and um, also building. Taurus is the builder. That's what's relevant for you here. And then the 3 cards coming out, we have now the other side of the Death card with the hard at work 8 of Pentacles, followed by the 8 of Wands energy. So this is you going through that transformation, and perhaps having some type of I sense that this is like, at first others were maybe in charge of the destiny. I'm looking at the other side of the card here that came out earlier, and it looks like whether you are coming into the office, so to speak, and or facing up to a judge or something for this transition, it looks like you are declaring your intention, or making your plea, or maybe even for some giving your 2 weeks notice on something, or declaring your intention to move forward and to change your life for the better. And then here it is, you putting in that hard work, and you're enjoying your work, working for yourself. This is where your heart lies. And you might not think that you have much, but you have everything you need in order to move forward in this regard. It looks like you've been kind of stacking up some type of nest egg to enable you to financially be able to move into this new venture, this new building project, or this new independence here. But I think for you that it's more of the endeavor, and for you it's something about leaving something in the past that represented limitation for you. And then the 8 of Wands is all about quick and sudden, perhaps unexpected, maybe communication, and perhaps that back and forth that happens, correspondence with getting things in order, getting all of the people lined up to get things done. I didn't take a card on the 5 of Wands. That's so silly. Let's go ahead. We'll just clarify that too. That's the additional card that represents how you are showing up in this situation. And yeah, we have, 10 of Swords at the eclipse moon. Look at that. Being absolutely done with a situation on the intellectual level, looking out at one's vista. And then we've got the 4 towers out here. So you may be developing something or building up those resources. And then we have the 6 of Swords again with the moving away from what